Quite shockingly, BYD have overtaken Tesla in Europe for the first time in history. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Guys, there should be some BYDs at the Melbourne EV Auto Show, which I'll be at and be speaking at. Would love to see you there. That's the 27th, 28th, and 29th of June. I'll put a link in the description below. BYD registered 7,231 electric cars in Europe in April, ahead of Tesla's 7,165. It's a pretty shockingly bad number for Tesla, which saw a 49% drop, but a very good number for BYD, which saw an increase of 169%. You might be thinking to yourself, well, the new Model Y will help Tesla to make up some ground. That's probably true, but at the same time, BYD have just begun selling not the Seagull, not the Dolphin. It's a combination. It's essentially the BYD Seagull, but it's been enlarged. It's made bigger. And that's 20,000 euros. So I think BYD will sell a fair few of those in Europe, meaning their lead over Tesla, it could just increase over the coming months. Looking at the sales charts, you can see that BYD, for the first time in history, in Europe in EV sales. In April, new car registrations in Europe totaled 1,078,000, which was up 1,400 from the same month in 2024. BYD registered 7,200 cars in Europe, up 170% compared to the same month last year. And I think BYD are on track to beating Toyota. The question is when. My estimate would be probably 2029, potentially 2030, but more likely 2029 based on their current sales. They're very likely to deliver more than 6 million cars worldwide this year. They could even catch Toyota and beat them sooner than 2029. So this puts BYD among the top 10 brands of EV sales in Europe in the month of April, which is a pretty shocking number considering the fact that BYD has to pay 28% tariffs. So it has to pay 18% tariff. That's just the China special BYD tariff, plus an additional 10% tariff on all imported cars, 28% tariff on all BYD vehicles. Tesla doesn't have to pay that. Tesla pays 10% tariff on the Model 3, which is imported from China, but zero tariff on the German-made Model Y. So yeah, I mean, you can see here that once BYD is manufacturing cars in, I believe it's in Hungary, where they're building a factory, they'll be an absolute powerhouse in Europe. Tesla's registrations in Europe were down 49%, which Elon Musk did mention over the last few days. In April, they declined to 7,165 units. And they were 11th on the list of EV sales in Europe, which is pretty shocking decline. JCO's data covers 28 European countries. So this gives you a good idea of really what's happening all across Europe. Although the difference between the two brands' monthly sales totals may be small, the implications are enormous, said Felipe Munoz, global analyst at JATO. This is a watershed moment for Europe's car market, particularly when you consider that Tesla has led the European EV market for years, while BYD only officially began operations beyond Norway and the Netherlands in late 2022. BYD's growth rate in Europe is even higher if you include plug-in hybrid vehicles. None of these numbers include plug-in hybrids. So, BYD, with its extensive and competitive lineup of pure electric cars and plug-in hybrids, saw sales increase by 360% in Europe. 360%. Their rapid expansion has allowed them to overtake established European auto brands, says CNEV Post. And notably, BYD has overtaken Tesla in the global EV market over the last quarter, and that's likely to continue over the remainder of the year. That said, BYD are clearly focusing more on plug-in hybrids than electric cars at this point in time, which is the reason why Geely are beginning to catch up to BYD in China, particularly when it comes to the EV sales race. Geely is growing at a faster pace. And one of the reasons is, well, their cars are maybe a little bit better value. I mean, look at the Geely hatchback. Their hatchback is the same price as the BYD Seagull, but it's much bigger. It's considered a bit more luxurious, and it's outselling every electric car in China. Geely's electric hatchback. So they're a potential dark horse here as well. In global EV sales in the first quarter, BYD was number one with a 15% share, 15.4%. Tesla was number two with 12.6%. BYD is not just standing still here, by the way, guys. I believe they've got 10 models, but they're going to introduce more models to Europe, which will further strengthen their position in the European car market and just get that brand name out there. BYD launched the Seagull, which is called the Dolphin Surf. It's a stretched version of the Seagull in Europe yesterday, bringing its single best-selling model to Europe, where, to be honest, people in Europe do like these small hatchbacks. They're quite popular still. The all-electric model, rebranded in Europe as the Dolphin Surf, is now on sale in 15 countries across Europe and is BYD's 10th model in Europe. Within a few years' time, my guess would be BYD will have 20 to 30 models on sale in Europe, probably more than 95% of all other automakers, meaning they're going to be saturated the market. Every segment you can look at, every segment BYD will have something in. They'll have pickup trucks, large SUVs, small SUVs, mid-sized hatchbacks, sedans, all kinds of station wagons, advanced, whatever you call them. So they're going to really take massive market share in Europe, and particularly when they're able to supply the market with their own factory in Hungary and avoid the tariffs, that will give them even more of an advantage than what they have right now. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. BYD just revealed their stunning electric motor, and this thing is insane. It has an RPM of 30,000. In fact, it's over 30,000, which means it spins much faster than the electric motors of rivals, including Tesla's Model S Plaid and Xiaomi's SU7 Ultra. So what is the point, right? Is there even a point to having these electric motors that can spin ridiculously fast? 30,000 RPM is insane. Is it actually an advantage? Well, it is, but it's also a disadvantage. There are pros and cons to having electric motors capable of these kinds of ludicrous amounts of power and speed at the same time. And I'll try to explain why that is in the most simple way I can. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Recently, BYD revealed their 1,000 volt charging system, which is capable of 1,000 kilowatt charging. That means you can add around about 450 kilometers or nearly 300 miles of range to BYD's battery in 4.5 minutes. 4.5 minutes. It's pretty much as fast as putting fuel in your gas car or your diesel car. So that platform is truly revolutionary. And what was really surprising to a lot of people is they also revealed that platform in their relatively budget cars. They're not cheap, but they're mid-spec. They're certainly not their high-end vehicles. They're not their supercars. They're not their super expensive models either. The Han sedan and the Tang SUV get this new platform. But they also get these ridiculously fast new motors that, as far as I know, are the fastest in the world. They can spin at 30,511 RPM. They also have a lot of power, 580 kilowatt in one single small motor. I mean, these things are really only about this big. And they only weigh approximately around 70 kilograms.